Alright, again, this is possibly the final game. I certainly hope that's not the case. It is 4-1, as we can see up here on the top right, for Team Liquid. It's a best of 9 between Team Liquid and mYinsanity, and they are one game away from winning. Can he close the day out, ladies and gentlemen? The newcomer to the ring. He's going to be the Red Zerg player representing Team Liquid in the top right corner of Ultra's Stronghold, TLO. Tender, loving, overkill! That's for the little one, of course. Spawning the top left, though, from mYinsanity. He's their last hope. Help me, Jjakji One Kenobi. You're my only hope. The blue Terran player representing mYinsanity, ladies and gentlemen, Jjakji. This is a very interesting map for this to come down to. We can talk about strategy for the actual game, what these players are going to go for build-wise, etc. in a moment, but one of the big things worth noting, guys, Ultra's Stronghold, Frost, Habitation Station, these are all maps decided well ahead of time, and the order is not random, but displayed to both of these teams. Now, TLO has got some of the craziest macro game. Quite frankly, it's hard to compare him and Snoot, because there's not a lot of situations where you're going to be like, okay, he's clearly the better Zerg versus Terran, or his TVZ's better, or whatever. There's not a lot of comparisons you can make in that regard, but I do feel it makes a very smart choice to pick TLO for this map, as I've seen him have a lot of success on not just Ultrazim, but in general in TVZ. If you guys recall, a little while ago we actually hosted a Terran versus Zerg only tournament, and TLO came out on top. Every single match was TVZ, and he took it. Now, granted, that was only like a $575 prize pool. It wasn't the Easier Team Story Cup, but his TVZ is looking pretty solid right now, and it's going across all maps, all matchups. So Jjakji, I wish him a lot of luck. I wish TLO a lot of luck. I love both of these players outside of the game, in the game, whatever it may be. So it's really hard for me to stay emotionally detached. But again, whoever wins, I'm not going to be too upset, because they're both pretty fun players to watch, and they should give us a good game in the meantime. I didn't know sounds were off. Sorry about that, guys. Sounds are now on. Should have cut on to that a little bit sooner. Although we're not missing much, just drones mining. I can make that sound with my own mouth. Yeah, that was as close as it's gonna get. Anyways, as far as the bets go too, currently, well actually, hang on, we gotta keep an eye on this Reaper. It's actually go for 3 or 2. An Ultrazim 3 is actually pretty nice, but 2 is all you really need. Anyways, as far as the win streak bets goes, there's almost 2,099 Partoofs bet on 2 games. You guys don't have faith in Jjakji to all kill, but 1,100 of you do. The rest of the bets are far and few between, so we'll see just how this ends up going. Remember, the bets weren't placed on winning or losing for either of these players particularly. It's how long Jjakji can win for. So, the dedicated few of you, thank you for placing your bets on mYinsanity. Sorry, First Blood was loading while I was looking at the bets. Kind of half-tabbed out there. But okay, he kills 2 Lings. Not too bad. Keeps one of the Reapers alive as well. Did invest in that 3rd Reaper, so again, this is kind of what I was talking about. 3 Reapers has become the thing. The cool thing to do if you've got a lot of control, a lot of micro. It's a subtle difference, making 1 unit versus... Oh! Making 2 units versus 3. Jjakji's gonna lose one of the Reapers if he's not careful. Oh my god, with 1 HP! Jesus, rice? Cheese and rice? Alright, these will heal up, of course, not a big deal for now, but... I was gonna say, with 3 Reapers, if you invest in this many, you kind of have to get a Queen kill. You can't be satisfied with Lings. You either go for a couple drones, or you get the Queen itself. But to simply sit back and do nothing, wait for metabolic boost, and then die later, not acceptable. Not when you invest this heavily into it. Because what this does, the 50 gas is not expensive, objectively, no. But it delays your Hellions, it delays the factory, it delays the reactor. Another 1 HP escape for Jjakji. Can we get some hype up in here, folks? Granted, TLO did keep those Queens alive at the sacrifice of a couple Lings, though. He was a little bit tempted to make that Spine Guard, but I think he realized his metabolic boost was already more than halfway finished. Jjakji's peeling off a little bit early, though. This makes a little bit of sense, not because he's scared of anything, but he's used to checking for timings. So if we can imagine for a second, guys, this is gas first, then pool, then hatchery, not the other way around. This means metabolic boost would have been done right around now. Hell, maybe 10 seconds to 20 seconds earlier, depending on how fast he cranks it out, but... Yeah, the 6-minute mark is where you as a Terran player have to get a little bit paranoid. Now, we do have a Banshee follow-up to this, but it's not going to be with Cloak. It's simply Cloakless for the moment. The Hellions will pair well with these 3 Reapers that are still standing. And while the Queens did live, they're still kind of low, so they're not going to have not a lot of juice to them, so to speak. Pre-cancel on that tumor looked really weird, by the way. Seeing the tendril still go out and not finish it. Okay, so for TLO, layers coming up, but he didn't go for that quicker third. Now this is something, okay, there we go, now the drone's going out. I was going to say, he's on a bit of a clock to do. You can play off of 2 bases for a while as a Zerg player, granted, but it didn't look like he was going towards an all-in. Like, we don't have the Roach Baneling bus come in, we got 4 gases taken and a layer for goodness sake, no Roach worn down even. For TLO to have not taken that third soon would have been very, very worrisome. But he's going straight to Mutalisks. The Spire is not a bad choice. We've seen Mutalisks have a lot of success in this matchup. And Jjakji, well, he's not playing mech by any means. No, he's investing on top of his bio, so this is his comfort zone. He's played this matchup thousands upon thousands of times, and this one won't be too different. TLO going straight to the Mutalisk is kind of actually reminding me a little bit of something we saw during WCS America qualifiers out of Gym Rising. Skipping the Baneling Nest, not going for the 1-1, just going straight to Mutalisks. Dessert before your dinner type thing. And in doing so, you have the potential to do some damage, I guess. But I don't know, you really don't see this work out too well a lot of the time. Not against a player who knows how to control his units. Just side note, by the way, because I see you guys talking about chat, whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened to 1 HP for the win? He was like a really dedicated viewer, and I missed the hell out of him. Because every time I start talking about 1 HP for a unit living, I'm like, oh, that's right, we used to have a dude named 1 HP for the win hanging around. Anyways, Baneling Nest is coming down now, and the Evolution Chamber is a little bit delayed. But again, like I said, the Mutalisks coming out very quick, very early. The scan, I think, will just barely miss them hatching, unfortunately. And Jjakji's forces here in the middle of the map, nothing shoots up. He's got to be careful. Mutalisks can pick all these off with relative ease. They're fast enough to escape. But we got a turret coming down at each mineral line. 1 turret will do well against about 8 Mutalisks, but because TLO's not going to have that initial 8, he's actually going to have closer to probably 10. Actually, never. Sorry, he went for the weapon upgrades. He didn't continue to actually invest in mutas. So he is going to actually look to get Banelings and Circlings and whatnot out. One of the biggest things is, ooh, awkward Viking up there. The timing at which these hit is usually early enough that there's not a lot of Marines. There's usually no medevacs to accompany what few there are, but he does have Stimpak. So reacting to the Mutalisks, killing some of these Mutalisks, not at all out of the question. He's got to make sure to keep these tech labs alive, though. Ooh, if he loses the combat shields, it's not gonna be devastating like losing Stim, but boy, is that gonna be annoying. Double turrets being slapped down over here as well for safety's sake. Oh, I thought he lost one of the Reapers, but it just segmented off to the side. An anti-baneling wall is erected. And these turrets will not finish, sadly. Jjakji will probably have to cancel them. Doesn't quite get the cancel, actually. Man, I wish Marines came equipped with jetpacks. Like, why are Reapers so special? Jump up and down cliffs with Marines? Have that extra 15 HP? Damn! Centrifugal hooks finish up here in a moment's time. Same with that 1-1. And TLO's creep spread, by the way, guys, is one of the greatest strengths he's got going for him right now. Despite the fact that there were like 8 Hellions out and 3 Reapers, Jjakji was trying to beat it back, and he couldn't beat back much, sadly. But now he's looking to push, and he says, you know what, if your Mutalisks want to try and trade this early, I know they don't have the DPS to win a base race. Not against my Marines. Medevacs, you have to be careful. These are really important he doesn't lose these early. And he turns around on top of the Mutalisks. Doesn't quite catch any, though. No focus fire going down. But the Banelings are here and ready to rock and roll. Literally. Hehehe, centrifugal hooks. Gotta spread out a little bit better as Jjakji. Banelings can get good connections off. The Hellions, sadly, probably would have been better off eating those. But the Mutalisks are going to pick off the few Marines, and these medevacs are going to boost on out of there. Because again, you can lose Marines all day, but you can't really afford to lose the medevacs. If you lose the medevacs, that's when you're really in some hot water. But 3 bases for Jjakji, 4 for TLO. Mutalisks counts up to 14. Nothing too shabby, but still not exactly devastating. A couple turrets will be a deterrent for the Mutalisks getting in here. I need to pull out that Hades gift, man, for the awesome jokes. Actually, no, legit. Let me try that. Where did I save that picture to? Oh god, it's probably in the middle of nowhere, huh? I don't think I'm gonna find that. One sec. It's a quick glance. There we go. Alright, alright. We're trying this again, guys. Those won't really be too devastating. They'll just be a deterrent at most. Oh shit, how do I close this? There we go. I can't win today. Anyways, Blue Flame coming out of Jjakji's a little bit curious to watch, but he does have Hellbats being invested into instead of Widow Mines. Now, I imagine a large portion of this is due to the fact that it is the North American server he's playing on. For those who don't know, Jjakji has some of the best Widow Mine target micro when it comes to TVZ. If you've never seen it, wait until you do, because you'll be amazed and stunned and flabbergasted, and it's a real treat. But being with a slight amount of latency, it makes sense that we're not going to have a whole lot of that going on, but instead investing in the Hellbats. Now, to explain the Hellbats a little further, because I think a lot of people miss the dynamic of these quite a bit. Ooh, nice snipe on a couple of those Mutalisks. The Hellbats are designed to do two main jobs, and it's not run into a mineral line and kill all the drones. No, that's what it was once upon a time. Nowadays, you use them to combination soak baneling hits, A, and B, deal as much damage as possible before going down. With their crazy splash spread, with how wide it is, and the intense amount of damage they do with Blue Flame attached 30 a shot, they can take down most Zerglings and most Banelings before they even get in splash range, which then allows a lot of these Marines to not have to split, but instead just hide behind these soakers. And if that's the case, then there's a lot more Marines left to deal with the Mutalisks. The reason Mutalisk Baneling works is because the Marines have to spread out so sparsely to get away from the Banelings that the Mutalisks can actually engage them in lower amounts. But if they don't have to spread because the Hellbats are here to soak those hits, then boy, those Mutalisks don't stand a chance. Now that is a hell of a lot of Banelings no matter how you look at this. Even with the Hellbats in play, 17 Banelings currently available and another 15 morphing in. Now granted, I think a lot of these are going to die before they finish. In fact, the more of these that Jjakji kills right now, the better this is going to be. It's so bold stimming in like this, but he loses a couple Marines. Acceptable losses. Banelings coming in from the side though, and Mutalisks coming in from the behind. Jjakji is not spread out for this though in the slightest, and these medevacs are in grave danger. Marines do not live through this like intended, but most of the ground forces are killed. The Banelings do not trade out evenly no matter how great you use them. They will always die and never be available for round 2. Jjakji does not have 13 Marines producing at a time, but instead 11 with Hellbats and Thors. His production, I don't know how he's affording this off of 2 bases, quite frankly. But somehow he finds a way. This command center needs to stay alive. He's gonna go down, so he doesn't have that planetary, he doesn't have the orbital available for later, but these Lings do absolutely nothing to these Hellbats. Mutalisks do dive past this. There's a couple turrets, but as we see, they're just gonna tickle. 29 Mutalisks is an amount you cannot ignore. These 3-3 upgrades have to live. He actually contaminates the one building to secure that kill. Oh, that was such a dirty ploy, using Contaminate like that, but a really good move nonetheless. This one Marine, there we go, a couple Marines will clean that up. The medevac count dwindled quite a bit while this was happening, and it's worth noting that while Thors are out, Thors do not auto-win versus Mutalisks, but that clump and those Marines, a couple more volleys are going to go off, and let's not forget to get out of the base. The Mutalisks have to fly above the rest of the turrets, but he's going to snipe off those 3-3 upgrades, completely denying Jjakji now for what is going to be at least another 4 or 5 minutes in this game. And with Ultralisk soon to follow this up, those upgrades matter like nobody's business. You need 3-3 Marauders, you need Thors, and more importantly than anything else, you need Marines. This is actually going to be really difficult for Jjakji, and this is looking worse and worse for him as time goes on here. Big shout out while this happened. We got a sub, Jjakji, or Jibjabba. Thank you for your sub, my friend. I will add you to the overlay once we're done. Enjoy your double partoofs, and make sure to abuse all the emoticons you can. For now, there's some Zerglings and Banelings trying to engage the Marines in the middle of the map. Not enough spreading coming out of Jjakji. Again, the Hellbats find themselves not on the front lines. This is a big problem with the Marines. They stim forward and they're fast, so they get there before the Hellbats. And the Hellbats can't do their role of soaking / killing Banelings. The idea is like a Hellbat's going to take about 3 Banelings with it bare minimum, on top of whatever it can actually physically kill. But rolling past this, Jjakji unfortunately doesn't split in time, and once again takes some pretty heavy losses from these Banelings. Only the medevacs live to tell the tale. It's really unfortunate losing those Thors, but while this is going on, more importantly, there's perhaps the first time a drop going off, a Reaper actually getting utilized, but he reveals these extra bases while this is happening, and TLO has got to be feeling really confident right now. Not only does he know his 3-3 is going to beat out his opponents, he's got chitinous plating coming up as well. Normally it's 2-2 that beats out the Terran player, but the Terran player gets the 3-3 before the Zerg and can really abuse and kind of snowball off that sort of level upgrade, but that's not going to be the case here, not at all. Goes for the base snipe instead of the drone kills, an interesting choice. If perhaps there weren't other 2 hatcheries coming down, he could transfer the drone zap, but holds the base at the end of this drop, unsuccessful. Another drop heading towards the main. Ooh, reveals the Zerglings taking down the rocks too. There's one Viking. Viking's been here for like the entirety of this game. Even if it was just to dive in and kill a couple overlords, might be a better choice. But unfortunately, Hellbats don't have the greatest AI. They will attack whatever attacks them first. So they go for the spine crawlers to the hold position, and they don't get a lot done. I am feeling for Jjakji right now, guys. But TLO looks like he's got this game in the bag. It's not over yet. It's far from over. Don't get me wrong, but Jjakji, I've never seen him so limited. More Baneleys coming in. Oh my god, there's still gonna be so many Baneleys. There's a lot of Mutalisks still in the sky. 16 in total, and I don't know how these Marines are expected to stay against this. No focus fire. Stims away from this as quick as humanly possible, but will that even matter? The Baneleys go off the top of the Marauders. They go off top of the Thor, but even with the Marines living, the Planetary Fortress still alive, again, Ultralisks are starting to come out. Killing the Thors and killing the Marauders in the early game, that's not what you want to do, but here in the late game, that's perfectly fine. Baneleys are going to go off into the planetary, and it does go down. Jjakji losing his fourth, losing a lot of hope right now, too. Stepping backwards, TLO is looking in a fantastic spot. And when I told you guys at the start of this game that TLO's TVZ was looking badass, I was not lying. But okay, Mutalisks finally going to be cleaned up here. Not sure it really matters, though. Pathogen Glance has been started. You know what is more scary than an Ultralisk? It's the Marines that are forced to stand and fight the Ultralisk because they're fungal growthed. Oh, I think we just had a resub. Kinski, is this your first time subbing? This isn't your first time subbing, I don't think, right? Your name seems familiar. I swear I've said that before in the shoutout list. Maybe I'm crazy. But Kinski 9001, whether it's a new sub or a resub, thank you very much, sir. Ultralisks on the front line, looking so scurry. We got Baneling Cocoons morphing in too, and like I said before, the idea was like you pick off so many of these anti-armored units early on. Marines, well, granted with level 3 armor upgrades or weapon upgrades, are dealing pretty decent damage. But this orbital, this planetary, whatever it's going to be, needs to live. Jjakji's economy, his life depends on it. A couple of Widowmines actually take off. That one Widowmine picks off a Mutalisk really nicely there. But yeah, these rocks being down is a really hard reality he has to live with. Picks up one medevac worth of units. Gonna dive past all of this and go towards the natural base, but at this point TLO doesn't really heavily rely on this. If Jjakji starts unloading right now, he can kill the Mutalist, but unfortunately didn't drag unload, so just sits there and loses his units. Yeah, mind out, mind out, mind out. This is his economy. This is his life. Widowmines are burrowing, but Widowmines don't do the most damage to Ultralisks, sadly, and Baneley's just going to roll right past everything. The command center, the planetary fortress, rather, needs to be repaired. It is going to be repaired, but two Baneleys coming on the backside and clutch all those SCVs that were repairing. Fungal growths are going down here, too, and while Widowmines are scrambling to get to the front lines, the Ultralisks just don't have a great answer. 3 Widowmines kill one, but now it's like a minute cooldown before they can kill another. Couple Marauders are here, and the planetary fortress is doing a decent amount of damage. I can't believe this thing has lived, but it's not going to for much longer. And Jjakji, well, granted he can float orbitals over, I don't think he's going to be able to. There's too much on the ground here. Focuses on the top of the infestors. Really nice catch there, actually. But still, TLO threatens with more Ultras, sending them across the map. His economy is his biggest advantage in this game. It's 29 workers to 76. Mules are cool, guys, but they're not that good. Not to mention Jjakji doesn't have a base at the moment either, which is a little bit of a hard reality, but he'll actually transferring a lot of the drones. Gets caught here just a moment. And the Ultras, well, they can't shoot up, thank God. Although if you guys remember, there's a bug in the beta. Burrow charge could hit units within the medevacs. That was always really stupid. I'm glad they removed that. But yeah, he's trying to float a planetary fortress or the orbital over. He's brought a couple Zerglings to force scans. This is so well played by TLO, but I can only scream dirty in my head as a Terran supporter and sympathizer. But a nice base snipe. Boosts on out of there. A fungal growth could shut this down pretty quickly and pretty easily. But, oh, there we go. One fungal comes down. Now, it's not going to kill a lot of the medevacs. I think the intent was to kill the Marines, but you gotta be careful. Focus on top of the Ultralisk. Transfusing like a motherfucker, though. TLO will not let this Ultralisk die. Forces up that pickoff, and Jjakji just lost about half of what was in these medevacs. And what was in these medevacs is his way to get back in this game. Now, drones are actually being killed here, and the Ultralis Cavern not being focused down, but Queen's being focused instead, recognizing more transfuses will be capable and happening. Back on the other side of the map, still hasn't been able to land this base. He has not scanned, not confirmed there's Zerglings here, but he's going to in a moment. Alright, finally land the command center. But he's got no way to hold it. 2 medevacs here are so incredibly low with these units. This is such a scary situation. Well, Marauders trying to kite to the best of their capabilities. That medevac, by the way, got friendly fire down with cargo inside of it. So Jjakji is just not catching any breaks here. Marauders simply, they don't deal with circlings. The flood of units at this point is too real, and Jjakji has no money to make anything else. With one Marine and one Marauder coming out, he calls GG, and sadly, we'll see him go down. So off of a 1-game win streak, he's shut down by TLO, and TLO will close it out for Team Liquid, 5-1 being the final score. Congratulations to TLO. Congratulations to Team Liquid for beating my